Hi, everyone, and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed our service presentation from Henry and Philip. We also hope we offered you some great information that's useful for you as you're running your salon on a daily basis. I'm Bryn Scarborough, and I'm the President and Managing Director of JK Products and Services here in the US. And I'm excited to talk to you a little bit more about our complete lineup of hybrid light technology equipment. You might have heard about it before, or you might be hearing about it for the first time here today. It's also really exciting for us to see that we've got a lot of first-time participants here in the Ergoline experience with us. So certainly let us know if this is your first time that you're on a digital event with us. We certainly want to give you a shout out and mention you as well. You'll see a few questions and polls come up during this presentation as well. So please respond as you have the opportunity, and we'll be telling you a little bit more about the swag bag that you'll get from your participation in this online event as soon as we're done here. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see behind me, this lineup of equipment is absolutely beautiful together, and it really goes together in a way that makes sense from a hybrid light and new technology introduction perspective in your salon. I want to start first with the Prestige 1600, which was the first piece of hybrid equipment to hit the marketplace here in the US and also the highest level one. For any newcomers here, just so that you know what I am talking about when I say hybrid light technology, I mean a combination of red light and UV in the same session. If you've been in the industry for any amount of time, you know what we have always referred to as a cocktail tan, which means going into a piece of red light equipment and then right after that, going into a piece of UV equipment. But why would we do that? Well, very similar to using a lotion or some sort of skin product before you tan, going into a piece of red light equipment before a UV session opens up the pores and it allows the skin to receive more oxygen during a tan. It makes your tanning time more efficient, and it also helps enhance your color during that session. It's like priming a wall before you paint it is the best way to explain it. If you've seen these two types of lights together, you know that the result after you get out of a hybrid session is a beautiful golden tan. It also helps reduce a lot of the erythema and skin irritation that you might get just from UV by itself because of the benefits of red light. So when I'm talking about hybrid, that's what I'm talking about. But I also want to tell you a little bit more about how we put those light technologies together in the Prestige 1600 and also in our new stand-up unit and our Inspiration 550 hybrid, so that you can bring hybrid light technology into almost any level of your salon, regardless of what your investment capability is or what you have available from a salon level perspective. So when I'm talking about the 1600, one of the most interesting things to point out here is the fact that before you ever get into a session, you're able to fully customize it based on what your customer's desires really are. If you're familiar with JK products over the last 10 years, you know that the Sun Angel technology came out with Skin Sensor, which was a fully customizable device. But what we've done is taken the technology from the Skin Sensor and simplified it so that everybody can make it a little bit more accessible. If you had a sensor in your salon, you know that you had to do a lot of explanation and also a lot of one-on-one work with the customers to really help them understand what they were doing in that setting. With the Prestige 1600, we make that a lot simpler. So what you see is the personal sun style feature on the outside of the unit. You have an intensive, medium, and sensitive programs that your customer can choose from before every session. Now, keep in mind, intensive is very simply a 4 MED output standard session, right? We're never turning the UV up on a piece of equipment. Intensive is 4 MED standard output session. But what it does is it combines that standard output session with red light throughout the tanning tunnel as well as the face. But maybe not everyone wants full UV. We know that in our customer base today, not only are we appealing to a broader base of users and a broader age range of users, that means that not everyone wants the same amount of UV in a session, myself included. I really enjoy the ability to be able to turn down the UV in a session and still make more, have a more efficient tanning time. What this allows you to do is choose the medium setting if you want to turn UV down to around 85% and still get full red light output during a session. The same thing is true with sensitive. I can turn the UV down to around 65% and still get full red light in the session. Not only that, if I go to the facial area, I have the opportunity to have a red light only facial session, which we know is incredibly important for a lot of us as we continue to age. Many of us stopped tanning our faces a long time ago, or we even cover our faces when we tan. And this gives you a great opportunity to be able to do something productive with red light benefits in the facial area while still getting a tan on your body. We also have products that we have designed specifically for hybrid light technology and hybrid usage that allow you to have not only anti-aging properties on your face, but also accelerate your tan on the body as well. There's an incredible amount of features here, and I'll talk a little bit about a few of them, but I also encourage you to follow up and take a look at the marketing swag bag that we have coming with the Prestige 1600 and the support materials online as well, which we'll be providing for you. So on the outside of the unit, we know that with some of our larger pieces of equipment or our highest levels of equipment, the introduction that a customer gets is incredibly important. Not only do you want a lot of curb appeal, which I think these units absolutely represent in your salon, we like to think that these are showstoppers. They sell themselves. If you keep the doors open to your tanning rooms and you're giving a tour of your salon, any one of these pieces of equipment should cause your customers or potential clients to stop and ask, what's that? I want to use that. And that's really our goal when we're designing new equipment with Ergoline. But when we're talking about a proper introduction to our highest level equipment, we don't want an upgrade from a customer to be a one-time upgrade. We want them to see the value in a piece of equipment and want to continue to come back and use that higher level equipment over and over again. But what does that require? Well, it requires a proper introduction and really understanding the features and benefits in the higher level equipment that you have available in your salon. I've told this story for years, but it absolutely continues to ring true. And I know some of my salespeople cringe when I say it, but I'll do it again. When I first started tanning and when I first started working for JK almost 10 years ago, I remember going into a Sun Angel in a local salon. And I think it was the third or fourth time that I went in to use a Sun Angel here at a local salon before anyone explained to me what the features did, before anyone explained to me all of the customizations that I could do with the Sun Angel. They certainly showed me how to use the sensor. And as embarrassing as it is to say, in my first few months with the company, I didn't even know to close the tanning canopy. I thought to myself, this thing looks so high tech. This thing looks so expensive. The last thing I'm going to do is pull on this handle and close the canopy. But that's a great example of how we need to make a proper introduction to your showpieces for your customers in the salon. Show them how to open and close the canopy, right? That might be the first, most basic step. But then take them through the features that really set that experience apart from your level 1 or your level 2. A few of those features in the Prestige are as follows. I have the opportunity to preset all of my comfort features while I'm giving an introduction to this unit for a first-time user, which means I get to walk them through each one, they get to see it, and they get to understand how that affects their tanning session. So whether that's presetting facial fans, turning on or off Aqua Mist and Aroma, turning on NFC if you want to save your settings for the next session, you have all of those opportunities while you're outside of the booth having a conversation with a first-time user. I can promise you that your return rate on higher level equipment and higher level investment pieces will be much higher if your customers understand from the very beginning what they're getting from a results perspective and also features. It's like properly explaining the features in a Mercedes, right? When you sit down or you buy a new car, what happens with that salesperson? Let's say pre-2020, because now we're doing it all online. The salesperson would literally get in the car with you and explain every single feature and benefit, every button and knob in your car or in your new vehicle before you ever drove off the lot, even to the point where sometimes your eyes glaze over and you're like, okay, I'll figure it out. But what are they trying to relay? They're trying to relay the value that you've just invested in with a new car or a new purchase. And the absolute same is true when it comes to investing in a new piece of Ergoline equipment and also maintaining your upgrades over time from your mid-level to your highest level piece of equipment. Another thing that's important is explaining the technology to your customers. So really explaining what the combination of red light and UV together is and how that's going to change their tan. What we see very quickly and very early on with users who switch to hybrid is that they never go back. There are very few customers who say, oh, I started using hybrid light, I started using red light and UV together, I'm going to go back to my traditional tan. What you do see is that people come out of their very first session and they're not as red as they usually are. So think about that really hot tanning experience that you might get from a 1050 or from a high pressure tanning experience. That's not what you have when you come out of a Prestige 1600. You're not going to feel hot. You shouldn't feel itchy. You shouldn't look red. And so sometimes people mistake that erythema and redness for a tan. And those two things are not the same, right? When we're coming out of a Prestige or a Open Sun 1050 or a high pressure tanning session, what you're feeling is the heat from the lamps, right? We know those lamps are very hot, and the redness of your body reacting to that heat. That's not actually your tan. Your tan doesn't develop until the next 6 to 8 hours after you're done tanning. And for some people, it's up to 24 hours after the session is over that your body is still producing melanin as a result of your tanning session. So what that means is that the irritation isn't necessary. The redness isn't necessary. What is necessary is a smart and efficient way to expose yourself to UV and also take down that irritation at the same time with red light, which is what happens in hybrid light. So, like I mentioned, you have the opportunity to be able to do a red light only facial session, which I think is incredibly beneficial, and also highly desirable for your higher end clients that are investing in level 5 or level 6 tanning, right? The people who are coming in and spending $19 a month on your very basic package, your lowest level piece of equipment, they may not be the demographic who's ready to stop tanning their face. They may not be the demographic who started investing in higher end skincare yet. But the demographic that you're able to capture with equipment like the Prestige 1600 is certainly a more discerning demographic that says, hey, yeah, I'm into skincare. I like to take care of myself. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I do all the things to make sure that my body is taken care of outside of the salon. And they're absolutely ready to have a conversation about how they can move forward from an anti-aging perspective with red light in the face and still get the tan that they want with the 1600. I certainly encourage you to reach out. I'm not going to go through every single feature and benefit because I want to talk to you about all of the equipment that we have to offer, as well as the marketing support that comes with your purchase of hybrid equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Inspiration 550 before I finish up with the Sunrise 7200 hybrid. So the Inspiration 550 really gives you the opportunity to bring in new technology without breaking the bank. We certainly understand that not only coming out of 2020, but when you're talking about how you can use your investment dollars in the most efficient way, maybe you have a limited budget, maybe you want to bring in new technology, but you say, I just can't afford or don't have the space to bring in a 1600. The Inspiration 550 is the perfect piece of equipment for you. Our goal was to be able to make this technology available in multiple levels and make it more accessible. In the past, you might have seen new technology only come out in our highest level and most expensive pieces of equipment, and that's it. Well, we wanted to flip the script a little bit because we really feel like hybrid light is the tanning technology of the future. It's what we will all be moving into over the next 3 to 5 years. And after that, really no one will want to go back to tanning without red light included. That's certainly what we're seeing from our European partners, where hybrid light has been out longer than it's been in the US, that once you go hybrid, you're not coming back to traditional UV. So we've given you the opportunity in a beautiful piece of equipment with holographic exterior. It looks great in your salon. It's also got a smaller footprint. I know that a lot of you are restrained from a square footage perspective, and you're trying to get absolutely every dollar, every usable dollar out of the square footage that you have. Maybe you're not ready to remodel. Maybe you're not ready to tear down walls. This gives you the opportunity to put hybrid light technology in a smaller room, as well as with a smaller footprint to be able to make that happen. It's still combined with high level technology. So in the tanning tunnel, you have a combination of red light and UV. and you can experience the results of that. You have fully controlled red light in the facial area. You do not have red light LEDs in this facial area, but you still have full customization of being able to turn your facials down, off, or up during a session with a simplistic control panel that's really easy to explain, along with air conditioning. So these two pieces of equipment, they continue to work together in tandem. You can bring them in side by side and see clear reasons to upgrade with the Prestige 1600, or clear reasons to upgrade from your basic level tanning into the Inspiration 550. The concept behind it really lies in the fact that maybe your level 1 or level 2 tanners are interested in an upgrade, but they're not ready to go to your highest level membership. Maybe your highest level membership is somewhere from, I don't know, $59 to $129 a month, depending on where you are. Maybe they're not ready for that, but they are ready to be introduced to new technology and to start understanding it throughout their life as a customer in your salon. So the Inspiration 550 really fulfills that niche and gives you the opportunity to access new technology without breaking the bank. So the next piece of equipment that I really want to talk about, and that I think has become a real focus over the last few months, is the Sunrise 7200 Hybrid. This is the most advanced piece of stand-up equipment that we've ever come out with, easily. When you're talking about the type of features and benefits that are available in the 7200 Hybrid, you're really talking about taking a Prestige 1600 and standing it up for a stand-up experience. That's the level of customization that you have. That's the level of expected performance that you have through electronic ballast and output. And it's also the ability for you to be able to control LEDs in the facial area. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. So from a space perspective, the Sunrise unit really gives you the ability to be flexible, right? It also gives you the ability to bring a piece of stand-up equipment into your higher levels at your salon. Typically, stand-up equipment maxes out at somewhere between level 2 to level 4. This gives you the ability to offer people a piece of stand-up equipment that can easily live in level 5 or level 6 and command that type of dollar value. So without actually getting into the piece of equipment, I want to tell you a little bit more about the features that it has. There is one feature that I'll mention, and I'm not sure how well you can see it. It's the floating control panel that really allows you to be able to stand on the outside of the equipment and give a proper introduction to it without having to get inside. Some people think this is a really basic feature. I love it because if you've done a lot of tours, if you've done a lot of trainings in a live salon environment, and I've done a lot of them, it's always so awkward to have to get inside and say, okay, press this button, press that button. Okay, here, I'll show you where to plug up your MP3. And you're in a very tight space with either a group of trainees or a potential customer. This gives you the ability to stand right on the outside of the unit and explain everything on the control panel without having to get into your customer's personal space. And let me tell you, we are all more aware of our personal space than we have ever been before. And I promise you, your customers are as well. But one of the other important things about the 7200 is that you can also customize it with personal sun style. It is the only piece of stand-up equipment that allows your customer to make selections about their session before they get into it. So as I was explaining with the Prestige 1600, you're able to choose from intensive, medium, or sensitive in the stand-up unit for the first time ever. And you still get full red light output all around the tanning tunnel. I'm not able to show you today, but I encourage you to take a look at the materials and also the videos that we have online that show you the red light LEDs in the facial session. This is the only piece of stand-up equipment that has specialized lamps for stand-ups. And it's also important to note that if you haven't seen it before, instead of facing the front like you would in an Essence 480 or in a Sunrise, you turn to the side, which is a totally different tanning perspective. The doors close very easily. It's much easier to open and close the doors than it is in an Essence or a Sunrise 480. And so you're able to hold on to the vent poles while you're tanning. You can adjust those vent poles from an airflow perspective, but that's also where you see the red light LEDs for the facial area as well. We've talked a lot over the last couple of years about the improved airflow and also improved maintenance on top of the unit. If you've ever owned a Sunrise 480, you know that one of the more difficult things is the maintenance and Technic that's on top. And so we've taken that away. From a cleaning perspective, this unit is much, much easier to take care of. And we're all more conscious of airflow in our salons right now as well. This gives you a great opportunity to have complete airflow out of the unit and evacuate hot air out the top as well. So really, when we're talking about technology and we're talking about options for you to bring in technology into your salon, the Sunrise 7200 hybrid has been a showstopper, especially alongside the 1600 and the 7200 together. Give you an incredible opportunity to diversify your hybrid services and also offer show-stopping equipment that makes people stop and ask questions just by looking at it walking by. So I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to let Amanda Grissom come in and tell you a little bit more about the support that comes with a purchase of hybrid equipment from JK. So we're not just going to give you the equipment and tell you good luck. We have created an entire marketing kit, an entire marketing resource page, as well as all of the service and installation and operational tools that Henry and Philip were just talking about. So it's a full portfolio of support that comes with this technology. And I'm going to invite Amanda Grissom to come in and tell you a little bit more about it.
Thank you, Brent. So I sound a little off today. I am fighting a head cold, so just want to address that at the beginning. I hope that you've gained some valuable information through the hybrid, and wanted to talk a little bit about this marketing support that we have available to help really just support your equipment and let you know that we are invested in your support beyond the sale. And so I wanted to explain a little bit of what we do have to offer with each marketing kit that comes with the hybrid purchase. And you can see here that we have a hybrid box. The hybrid box is really interesting. It gives us the opportunity to provide you and your salon with giveaways and additional merchandise to promote the unit in your salon. So you'll see here, and I'll get a little bit closer so you can get a good view of what's, excuse me, in the kit. And I do apologize. You have sunglasses here. We have about 5 pairs of sunglasses, and then also fanny packs that can help really just do fun giveaways, contests, whatever you can use this merchandise to help really provide an excitement around your hybrid equipment. In addition to that, we also provide you with printed marketing materials, and these materials are available to really just help promote the unit and support the education behind the hybrid technology. And you will receive those with each hybrid purchase as well. In addition to those marketing materials, we also have a pack of 50 of these hybrid booklets. And what this is really great for your customers and also for your salon employees as well, to help really explain and talk through the features that Brent just covered with hybrid light technology. Okay, so we're having a little difficulties with my earpiece, so I'm trying to make sure that's connected. We good? Great. And so this is really a great piece of information because it covers all 3 pieces of equipment in our hybrid series, and also gives them some great information to just really get yourself comfortable with the equipment and knowledgeable about it from the very beginning. So this is a great booklet for your customers. In addition to that, the marketing kit, we also include a certified Ergoline partner stamp and map. And so this is the opportunity, once you purchase a hybrid equipment, to actually be on the map. And this is a certified Ergoline salon. And basically what that means is that we have you on the map, and you can view that map through our JK website as well. In addition to that, I wanted to show you the exciting swag bag that every attendee will receive after the show. And so this swag bag, like Brent mentioned, will include a full set of Fusion products. And this is really great because this is designed to work with the hybrid light technology. It does that with the combination of ingredients used to really bring the additional benefits from red light and anti-aging properties on your face, and then also for your body as well to enhance that. And that is the marketing kit that comes with each of the and again, we also have additional and information available on our marketing tool. And you can access that by going to jkmarketingtool.com. And the password is sunkiss with the capital S. And so out there we have high-res images that you can upload on your website. We also have all of the marketing items that are available printed, available for download as well. And then also videos and social media graphics to utilize to help promote marketing yourself also.
You explaining all of the support that we provide when you purchase a piece of hybrid equipment from JK. So it's important for you to know that we're supporting you while you promote this equipment in your salon. We know that a lot goes along with investing in new equipment, and you keep this equipment for a long time. It's important for us to help you build the buzz around new equipment as it's coming in and to really give you the materials to be able to support that. So what we have provided are ways for you to use these materials however you want, right? We'll give you a starter kit. You can do a promotional giveaway with customers. You can do a giveaway with free upgrades. We put you on the map so that people can find you when they look for our equipment online. They know where to look for you as well. And it really gives you the ability to create some buzz and create some excitement. We know that you spend a lot of money to be able to make this happen. You spend a lot of money to be able to invest in new equipment. And we want your customers to understand that as well. And also appreciate the fact that you've worked hard to bring new equipment and new technology to them. So really the purpose behind this entire portfolio is to help you understand how you can bring new technology into your salon, the different levels that it's available in, the diversity of levels that you can offer that in your salon as well or in your business, and also to help you understand how you can maybe cast a wider net or get a little bit additional value out of your service level offerings in your salon. Maybe it's something as straightforward as being able to add $3 or $4 to your top level piece of equipment with hybrid. If you're able to do that over all of your EFTs, it can make a significant difference in your monthly draw and in your monthly revenue. The same thing is true in the level 3 piece of equipment or level 4. Consistent upgrades from your basic package into some diversified technology with hybrid in the Inspiration 550 can make a big difference in your revenue and do so pretty quickly, especially if you're working from a monthly membership or an EFT draft, which many of us are. I also encourage you over the course of the next couple of days to ask some questions if you don't already know the answers about EFT, about monthly memberships, and how you can be more efficient with those memberships. Our people and sales staff are here to support you in that. And also our Sunlink representatives are standing by to help you understand how you can really standardize turnover in your salon. Excuse me. I know that a lot of us are looking for ways to really reinforce revenue, to increase the revenue that we get from our investments, as well as recoup some business time over the last year, right? It's been a very difficult year. So let us help you be more efficient with your investments. Let us help you understand how to get even more out of the money and investment that you've made in equipment, and also translate that into changes to your membership base or improvements to your membership base that help you come back from 2020 strong. So we hope that you'll take some time to ask some questions with your representative. Salespeople are standing by to answer more questions. I'm sure that we didn't get to all of them today. There's no way that we could explain every feature and benefit from the 3 pieces of equipment that we have behind us. But it is important for you to understand how they might be able to work together in your salon and really give you a jumping off point or a brainstorming point to start thinking, you know, if I did bring in new technology, what could that look like? Because you have a few options. You have a few ways to be able to get creative instead of just the standard boilerplate, most expensive, biggest piece of equipment that we have that's got to go in the biggest room available, right? So you have options to get creative from that perspective as well. I encourage you to continue answering questions in the chat box as well as responding to the polls. I know you guys have been very active over the last few minutes. We do have a short break coming up, and then we will come back this afternoon with more tools and resources for you as well. So stay with us for about a 10-minute break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much.